Hi everyone, मेरा नाम वाणी है. Welcome to Kitaabi Cabins. I don't ordinarily make videos around a book a month with Vaani, except for the announcement videos. But I wanted to make an exception for the book we picked up in the month of April, Department of Speculation. I picked this book up primarily because the first few pages that I read were very similar to the way I write personally. A lot of people term writing or ask you to journal a lot because they want you to vent everything out. The way I journal or vent or write is with the usage of very few words or with abrupt pauses, and I think it leaves a lot more to be processed later on. Department of Speculation stumped me, and it actually inspired me to make a video about it because I want more and more people to read it. A few years ago, I read Deborah Levy's Things I Don't Want to Know. I followed it up with Cost of Living. We read it extensively in the book club. Then there is another book, Real Estate, which is the third in this living biographies, living memoirs by Deborah Levy. And I've always spoken extensively about it primarily because I think as a woman, a lot of my problems with reading started after I read Deborah Levy. In the sense that I wanted to read something that would just throw me away and would push me to finish a book. And I think I found that in Department of Speculation. I have this book called Velocity of Being. बहुत सारे famous लोगों ने, graphic designers ने अपने sketches, अपने letters इस book के लिए दिए. And one of the letters said, read because you want to be heard. You're troubled, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling so many things that you think nobody feels. But read because you're being unfair to them. And when you read, there will come a book that will make you feel heard. That there have been people who've come before you who felt the same turmoil as you're going through. Department of Speculation is that one book which in a really long time has made me feel miserable and just elated at the same time. I think the 8th page itself has this paragraph. It says, my plan was to never get married. I was going to be an art monster instead. Women almost never become art monsters because art monsters only concern themselves with art, never mundane things. Nabokov did not even fold his own umbrella. Vera licked his stamps for him. This one paragraph made me look at all the 26 years of my life, 27 now, and realize why marriage is not an institution for me because I want to be someone like Nabokov. I do not want to lick my own stamps. I want to be an art monster. And I thought, as there's this famous quote that goes, it's lonely at the top, but it's downright brilliant. And I think for some reason I always kept it with myself, where I thought, you can only be brilliant when you're alone. And never through commitment, because there's so much energy that's wasted in emotions, especially romantic. There's this follow-up conversation that happens on page number 92-93 to this quote that I just read out loud for you. Some women make it look so easy, the way they cast ambition off like an expensive coat that no longer fits. It's about having kids. Then she goes on to describe husbands. There is a husband who requires mileage receipts, another who wants sex at 3 a.m., one who forbids short haircuts, another who refuses to feed the pets. I would never put up with that. All the other wives think. Never. But my agent has a theory. She says every marriage is jerry-rigged. How there are certain things that we think we'll never settle for. And eventually a few years later we realize, oh, we actually made peace with it. Among all the things, I think that's one of the primarily reason why I want everyone who believes they are super sane, who are super logical, to read this book. It's not a self-help of sorts, as it is an account of somebody who used to be young, brave, happy, would have high hopes, and then she got married, she had a child, and suddenly she realizes she's no longer an art monster. She's just trying to make it past one more challenge while trying to preserve the best of her. And maybe she forgot to preserve herself along the way. Is the end a happy or a sad one? I think it's up to the reader to decide. For me, it was beautiful. There's a review in this book, which is a very simple, easy review. And it says, funny, sad, and clever. The best book I've read in a long time. And I could not disagree. And I think it's a 5-hour read at max. Or 10-hour read, but you can finish it up in a day. So I request you to pick this book up, Department of Speculation. You'll be doing yourself a favor. And that's my recommendation of the day. I hope you like it. And Let me know what you think about this recommendation in the comments below. If you participated in ABAM, finished reading the book, please try and convince other people to read it in the comments. And thank you.